Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use. Thank you. Now enjoy the show. What it do, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. What's up? Hey, it's Ray Night Live. Yes, it is. What it do, everybody? Another episode of Southern Charm, Season 11, Episode 12. Everybody, please help me welcome Aaron to the stage. Yes.
Hello. I really do like Ray Night Live. I do. That's cute. Thank you for having me, as always.
Yes, we love it. We love it. I am finally got my feet up a little bit, child. Girl, there's a few things going on, but we are pressing through. I mean, coming in at the nick of time, taking care of business. I love it when I get good help when I need it. I mean, when I need it, child. When I need it to just flow, just like that.
Yep.
Just like that. I love that. I love that. I love that. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Some, I don't mind sharing with our supporters, our subscribers, our co-pilots in this watching experience. I'm working on my creative writing journey. I'm writing fiction and short fiction. I take workshops at a local city college for peer review and accountability. I have over 150 pages of a novel that I'm writing, getting closer to the end, So that's school's back in session, as they say.
Yes.
And so, I just hung out with a bunch of writers, and boy, can that be the people watching alone would put these folks to shame. And I mean that. But these folks are cutting up. So it's a whole different kind, though. A whole different kind of cutting up.
Well, I'm glad you're enjoying life.
I'm engaged in it. I'm working with it. It's the year of the fire horse, everybody. Happy Lunar New Year. That just passed to you. We are officially in the year of the fire horse and out of the year of the snake.
Well, I tell you what, I think this second quarter is going to be a lot of fireworks going on. I can tell.
For the show?
Just in the future, I'm seeing things just from my purview about, and good things is happening. Good things is happening, child. Yes.
Well, I did watch I'm glad to hear it. And but I've always known that your path, you are on, you're on a trajectory, a positive one. You are under the sun, as they say. So
my bad. We're still in the first quarter. My bad. But still, yet and still.
Right. Yeah. Everybody knows what you meant. No, I saw an interview with Sally on another podcast. And it was very interesting. I felt like I got the most information about the show, or like what's really going on. I got the most honest. She gave the most honest answers out of anybody. The producers probably don't like that, but
is it her truth or the truth?
That was another part that I was gonna say, but I was gonna, I wasn't gonna ramble too long. I'm trying to work on that. There are some parts of the interview I absolutely feel like are her truth, and then some that are the truth. Not you know what I mean. Some things
Mhm.
some things I could appreciate. Here's the interesting thing about Sally. There's some parts of her that make her like more believable because of how she is, and then there's other parts where you can just see that she believes herself, but she's delusional or whatever, like.
Mhm.
So yeah. Whereas I will be
Mhm.
honest, most of the other interviews I've watched, Austin, Molly, even
Yeah.
Rodrigo, Vanita, like they do a lot of dancing, pussyfooting.
Well, I've
They
been a
just
busy bee this week. Can you elaborate on Miss Sally?
sure. If you want me to do it now, I'm happy to.
Yeah,
Here's
tell us now. Give
okay.
us the juice.
So I think her and Austin are sleeping together. That's what I think. Her and Austin are sleeping together. I'll get right to the meat of it.
Yeah.
So she said that he's her best friend because everyone's her best friend. She does make a funny it was on the Not Skinny Not Fat podcast. I hate that title, but she does get some good Bravo interviews. She's a waspy white lady in New York. Anyway, she said that her and Austin's one of her best friends, and then she admitted that she does use the term kind of loosely, and we're like, no shit, girlfriend. But she said Austin is one of her best friends, and that neither one of them are ready for he's not ready for a relationship right now, and they're like not gonna mess up their friendship, but that if either one of them got serious with someone else, the other person would be upset. And I have a very hard time believing that's the way that it really is. This seems like one of Austin's kind of total MOs where he hooks up with someone and it's like, we're just gonna be friends, can't be serious, and then like someone catches feelings and he doesn't give a shit, or he's like, I'm sorry that you feel that way, but I said I wasn't ready for a relationship. Meanwhile, they're sleeping together. So that's the read I got on that situation. Um, so yeah. Whitner is, how we were kind of like something's wrong off on him. She said he's worse than JT as far as like arrogance and like self-centeredness go, and that he kind of shows that. Now, I do think everybody's layered, so I think she said that she feels like Whitner's really been enjoying having the good edit, and anyone that said anything about him, he's sending a text around that he's like, I'm going after Sally and drama afoot and all this kind of stuff. So I don't want to ramble on too long, but those are kind of the highlights. I kind of got, I do, and I got this feeling. This is why I'm going to stand by it. After I watched Whitner on Watch What Happens Live, I started to get a feeling that there was some arrogance going on, or like, some of the more unlikable parts. We saw a flash of it when he was defending Molly, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's more of that to come. And because, they say, well, why is he single? Well, because he's actually really an a-hole or arrogant or whatever. So, but him and Molly are good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, I can maybe weave a little bit more in as we talk, but like, that's the two major things I gathered. So Whitner and Sally are, I think, about to wage a war for filming next season. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe it won't be that. Maybe not a war, but they're not getting along right now.
Well, your tea does make me ponder.
Yeah.
I really don't have much. I don't. Mine ain't even worth 2 cents. So I ain't even need to comment except for what I said earlier.
Right. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That was good. Thank you for the additional.
Mm-hmm.
As you often do, we appreciate that for those of us who didn't know. And shout out to her podcast. What's it called again? The Who, the What?
Not skinny, but not fat.
Okay. Shout out to her out there in the NYC.
Yeah.
Check her out, y'all, because I will too, as soon as I'm unbusy. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was an interesting interview, honestly. Like, if you're a fan of the show and you maybe want to get a little bit of like an idea of like, because she is very like unguarded, and we'll kind of just talk
Mm-hmm.
more like honestly about stuff. So
Okay. Well, that's
But
good.
yes, I will go back to when you said, "What does she think?" Because I definitely the delusion about the Austin situation's hilarious to me.
Girl.
Yeah.
Well, we kind of got a full jam-packed tonight, y'all. In case you didn't know, we have a back-to-back episode coming up at 9 is our Real Housewives, Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills, as I affectionately call these ladies. And we're going to do that at 9 o'clock tonight. So we're going to get through the Southern Charm and then give you Beverly Hills right after. So if you want to pause it or whatever, just make sure you come back for 9 o'clock when we restart. But for right now, we're going to get into these wild, crazy kids of Southern, well, middle-aged folks. Southern Charm. Okay. Were you going to say something, ma'am?
Nope. I'm ready to let you roll, baby.
Okay, so first we start off with Benita and Austin. She calls Austin. Quick little 1-2. You know, I call them vignette. And they just talk a little bit about Madison. Benita lets him know she had her baby. And a little bit about Sally, how he's not interested one bit. He ain't trying to, mess with her like that. Now, this was at the beginning of the show, but as we heard, that quickly crumbles because the show's only 45, 50 minutes. Oh, Lord. Yeah, child. So he swears he don't want to have nothing to do with Sally. He playing hard to get, but apparently he got. So yeah. So she really just giving him the lowdown. What are you gonna say, ma'am?
Oh, nothing. No,
I
I'm
thought I
just
heard you say
listening.
something.
Yeah, no, sorry. Maybe I was breathing heavy.
So then we see Molly. She's preparing to sing along with the band as we saw her practicing a few episodes ago, where she's trying to take on this singing thing. Her parents love it. She's, really wanting to just explore her artsy side. She already plays that big old instrument. I forgot what it's called. It ain't a tuba, it's something else.
No, it's a little tuba. I forget what the heck it's called, but yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, it's a
And
little tuba.
so it's actually the performance that I'm talking about. It's not a cute little dive bar situation where they have some entertainment over there in the corner, cute little, place for maybe 5 or 6 piece band. And she sounds great. Now everybody but Madison, Craig, and Charlie and Benita shows up. Everybody else is there. Pretty much Sally and the rest of them. Okay. They're just having a good old time. Shep announces the Mexico trip that we saw the previews for, and then he sees Molly's family. So he goes over, reintroduces himself and everything. I'm like, where did you meet them? What's going on? But anywho.
Shep has cute manners like that. That's something I appreciate about him. No, listen,
Yeah,
Shep is a dog in a lot of ways, right? But like he's cute about he's socially gracious that way. And I do like that. I can appreciate a man that has those kind of manners. I do want to circle back. Yes, I do want to circle back just really quick because it relates to later scenes. I find the Austin Venita friendship contrived. I'm like, did the producers just say you two need to start being friends now? Because like they not FaceTiming each other. Get out of here. Like, okay. So I struggled with that scene a little bit because I'm like, I get that you guys don't dislike each other, but this whole like trying to make the two of you better friends is just awkward. It's not working for me. Like, it doesn't feel organic. Let's put it that way. Right. So I struggle with that a little bit. I get that they are enjoying a common enemy, with the Craig situation, but like they're not close. And they, like I don't buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I guess she got to talk to somebody.
Right. And she's on the outs with Sal. I know. Poor Benita. Oh,
I
man.
mean, it's like, how many more females can she talk to? Lev ain't around, really.
Yeah.
So, that's it. The other girl,
Yeah.
But yeah. So yeah, he's, they're all excited to go to Mexico. Sally is salivating over Austin, every scene they're in, she can just see her, she's mouth watering, child. Like, girl, just whopping. Just, girl, sit your ass down somewhere, child. Go sit down. Anywho, now we see Miss Patricia. We get some elegance going on because these children's running amok. So we see Mrs. Patricia, and cute little scene. She's sitting on her lanai, and she's bossing Randy around, making sure he put the pillows where they're supposed to be. Turn them over. I want the pink and apricot. Just don't show the pink color. I need pink and apricot. He was like, oh, so you know how he is, y'all. If you already seen the show or heard us talk about it, he's a little awkward. You know, I can tell he's nervous. He don't want to mess up, but he still messes up. You know, I ain't gonna keep comparing them to, you know, who we all love and miss. But apparently, every time he around, Miss Patricia don't smile too often. Poor thing. I hope he work out, because I don't know. She may be looking for a replacement, child. I don't know, because if you can't get the pillows right, I'm surprised you're getting a drink right. Because she likes her cocktail, girl. She loves a good cocktail. Okay, morning, noon, and night. She ain't no joke. So then Whitney comes. He shows up, tells her about he going to Mexico, and also the healing properties of it all, and then talks about, oh yeah, Shep went down there, but you know it ain't worked too well out for him. Ha ha ha.
Yeah. Well, they were funny. They were joking. I thought this was a cute scene. Whitney, you have done way better than you have in the past. You know, like, you still a little questionable in my book, not even a little. But thank God you're appearing to be less of a lech this season. So that was a cute little scene between them. Like the way that they sure, Shep, sure, healing, right? Because you know, you go and do it, and then you go right back to what you're doing.
Right.
You know, but hey, it's fine.
Any scene Miss Patricia's in, I'm enjoying. Even at the funeral, child, it was a little funny and cute.
They just know them really well. It's cute because you know they know him. They know him well.
And Randy, get your ish together. If you're listening, watching, listen. You should be it's late out there. It's about 11:19 out there now. So I'm sure you may have the night off. So maybe you are listening and watching. Hey, Randy, just make sure you get just go over things every day that you have. Whatever you got wrong, go over it. So, you know, just do that and you'll be all right. Mm-hmm. Next, we see Charlie, y'all. She came over to Sally's house. Discusses her love of colonics. Yes, that's where the tube goes up the rectum into the tract and just swishes all that out. You know, I'm surprised Sally asked what that is and what happens, considering she teaches physicians the surgical robot technique.
Here's where the interview. So she went to college for medical sales. She went to, it was like a program. And then the robotics company that she works for hired her within it, and she got training for that specific robot. So she does not have any medical training whatsoever. I'm not saying, she got trained by the company. Yeah, she got her degree in retail marketing, I think, or something. And then she decided, her and Quad. Yeah. So she got trained, and you know, I used to work in the med spa industry, and so there would be different nurses that would get, or different practitioners that would get trained on the lasers, or like the person that sold you the laser would train people how to use it, even though they don't have any sort of degree, So that's what she does. So that is why I think, just a little insight. Specifically, this girl. Oh, and the 400 she was talking about was her combined income from her spinal machine job, her influencing, and the show.
Shout out to Football Cat Sub 14. Yeah, she wears scrubs all the time. I guess she likes scrubs too. I mean, fooled me. I sure enough thought she had some
Fooled me
healthcare
too.
experience.
Same. But that's what the interview illuminated.
Okay.
Hey, football
Well,
cat, thank you for joining us.
well, good for her. 450 a year ain't nothing to snooze at. I'm just saying. I thought
However
she
you get it,
came from
however
the
you get it.
healthcare field. But yeah, go ahead, girl.
Yeah,
Do your thing.
anyway, that was a tangent I thought was worth illuminating.
Now that AI is in healthcare industry taking over, not taking over, but just fully ingrained and getting introduced to more and more areas of healthcare, I'm pretty sure she'll be doing a lot more with that. Hopefully, she's, in those seminars and symposiums and everything, so she won't get left behind, because that just be the worst thing ever. So big ups to her. So what was it? Well, oh yeah. So the colonics and how Charlie loves them. It's like, girl, really? Is that what we doing? Then she talks about, having drinks with Craig, and she's sad she missed the Molly singing debut. Sally feels like the drinks is not telling her about the drinks is a slap in her face to their friendship. And she should be telling her things. Well, ain't that the pot and the kettle?
The hypocrisy.
More so the hypocrisy. Girl.
Yep. Yeah.
But again, it seems like Sally picks up the littlest thing and makes this little molehill a mountain. Even the stuff with Vanita, like, it ain't even that deep. But why is it so big to you? I don't know. I just think she's grasping, just making every little disagreement or every possibility of an issue a bigger issue than what it should be. I don't know. I just don't think she's. I think she's a little performative in that way. And this right here is just ridiculous, in my opinion. Now,
It
do you think
was.
I'm overreacting to that, or do you think she's has a rightful gripe?
No, this was wild to me. I was just like, Sally, you really are like man greedy. You want to be the only one that liked anyone. You want to be the only one that got anything going on. You made it so uncomfortable for Charlie to be able to pursue a thing with Craig. You don't make it a safe space to talk about in the friendship. She's desperately trying to see where something goes, like you did. And I could keep ranting, but like, Sally, this is effing ridiculous that you're putting her through this. You're such a hypocrite. You're such a hypocrite. You aren't talking to Vanita because you feel like she did it. It's just a different flavor from the same ice cream store of
Right.
trying to control your friend. She's doing curfews with you, and you're like, well, you're not telling me every move you make with Craig. It's like, what are you doing? And now you're complaining about the caliber of the quality of your friendship. Well, you didn't think about that as you jumped down Charlie's throat. Are you talking to Craig? Why are you talking to Craig? I think I might like Craig. And now, like, it's so now that you don't want Craig, you want Austin. Even Charlie can't have Craig, though.
Then she tried to say, "Oh, I just blame Craig for he's so manipulative," and
Yeah.
Charlie just sits there and does not correct her. And I'm like, Charlie, this is a perfect opportunity. It's just y'all two. It's opportune time to put her in her place, not to be rude, but to say, you're doing a little too much, little Miss Austin's number one fan. Excuse me. Enough about Craig.
Yeah. I do feel like she takes this situation, and when she finally does talk to her and go, see, this is why I can't talk to you, and like brings it up again. And I do think it's effective in that moment. But I felt the same way as you, where it was like, tell her she's being a nut job. But
okay, you can see it on her face. She was just, girl.
Yeah. I'm glad she finally gets there. Finally, shoot. But yeah, this was just unreasonable.
So the very next scene, y'all, we see everybody arriving at the airport. Charlie's just avoiding Sally. Sally's playing in her hair, talking about Charlie behind her back. Yeah, she's not talking to me, I guess. we'll just have to figure it out. All this mess and carrying on and carrying. I'm like, Rodrigo don't give a shit. He sees right through the bullshit, number one, because he sees right through it. But she just telling Rodrigo all the same bullshit. Just again, trying to recruit, but Rodrigo sees she's full of shit because he's probably saying the same thing we doing, saying the same thing we saying. First you all up on Craig's nutsack. Now he don't want you. You want your friend. Now you all on Austin's nutsack. Never really left Austin's nutsack. So why you worry about her and Craig? He don't even want you.
No. No. And like you don't even have to fight with Craig because both of you can pursue your other interests now and be happy with it. Like, because if you're so hot and thought for Austin, then you don't need to ruin your best friend. Did you know she called Rodrigo her best friend too, by the way? It's like, God damn, girl. Like, anyway, unless it's your ego because he didn't choose you, and I don't even, anyway, it's like nobody can enjoy themselves if it's not you, or just have peace. Let's put it that way. Just have peace.
Sure. Speaking of peace, Sally still want a piece of Austin because on the way to the hotel, she is just keep hitting on this man. He even chose a seat with nobody next to him, and she still finds a way to flirt. Rodrigo acts like he's playing with Austin's chesticles, and she said, I looked, I thought he raised his shirt up. All these comments, it's like, girl, desperado rides again. I'm just saying, calm that thing down. Whatever happened just playing hard to get?
I don't know if she thinks she's cute and like flattering him, or if he's acting receptive to it, like, I don't know. Girl, it's painful to watch.
As much cooch as these dudes like to get, girl, just sit there. He'll come to you. But I understand this, letting him know you're interested, but at this point, it's laughable. It's borderline embarrassing, and she's just doing so much. I just can't believe it.
Yeah, and he's a dog. Let's not forget what he's done. Like, he cheated on Madison. He hooked up with Sierra from Summer House. If you watched Summer House, you'd really like Sierra, and you would think less of Austin. Like, he's just, and not to totally totally dog all over Austin, but it's like, anyway, it's just hilarious. She's losing her mind.
Shout out to Football Cat. Definitely men love the chase. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Good grief, girl. Slow down.
Well, you're going to get put in a category if you keep it up like this. Because,
she already in the category. Girl, they already said it.
Yep.
When they talk to her, telling her how wild she is and all over the place. Like, girl, calm down. But in a confessional, Austin did say he thinks it is endearing and has no intentions on anything happening with her.
Well,
famous first words, right?
Yeah. Let's not forget who Austin is and what he is capable of. He's a likable douchebag, but all of the, the one I hear that like just isn't trolling for the ladies and whatever is Craig. That he is the one that is much more usually happy being in a relationship, or not the one.
He's more subtle,
Yeah.
So we see this awkward scene. The next scene we see everybody is getting acquainted with their penthouse and the penthouse suite. Most of the guys are in, the girls are in their executive suites, and some have private rooms, some are bunking. I forgot that one room Whitney's in. It's better than presidential or the Matador or something, child. I don't know. Something that he's always used to being in. He has to be on top of everything because that's what he likes. That's fine because I like to be in the front row on the plane. So I ain't mad. I ain't mad. So we see Sally giving Charlie a little heat, letting her know you don't have to apologize because Shep came over.
Oh my
They
God.
gave him her luggage by mistake, and he's still waiting on his luggage. So he thought that maybe she has his because he has hers. So he goes over and gives Charlie her luggage, and he's expecting his, and Charlie's like, "No, yours not here. No, no, I'm sorry, it's not here." And then that's when Sally came in. You have to apologize. Don't do that, And Shep was like, "Oh no, we're just playing." And then he kind of notices that there's some tension, so he kind of backs out and just leaves because he don't want to, he don't want no smoke either. He like you said earlier, he ain't trying to be all in the mess. He's more that what you call it uh uh just trying to smooth things over. So he didn't really want the smoke, but yeah. And then Sally says, I'm feeling like a little bitch right now. And then Charlie's like, yeah. And then that's when Charlie lets Sally know, quit talking about my man. Period, point blank, boo-boo. Because you're doing way too much. And it's really, there's no need for you to keep going on and on about your dislike for my man. She didn't say it like that, but that's my interpretation.
I would have snapped at her when she tried to correct the Shep and her. I'd be like, stop trying to control anything that happens to me. Stop immediately. I would have lost my shit because that was such a joke between Charlie and Shep. It was so innocent, and her coming in with that energy is like, whatever's going on with you is your problem. It's not mine. Don't tell him with whatever. I can handle myself. Like, don't stop whatever this is you're doing, because it's like this weird level of control over Charlie now that is like getting psycho. How she needs to behave around Craig, how she can joke around with Shep, or how Shep can speak to her. Like, what are you doing? Just go be by yourself. Like, it's ridiculous.
Okay. And
I would have lost it.
I'm sorry?
I said, I just would have lost it. I would have been like, and then it would have maybe led into where she went. But like, I would have been like, do not manage one more person's behavior towards me or me and somebody else. Like, period.
And at the same conversation, pretty much is already told Charlie, I may not be sleeping here tonight. This may be just all yours. And sounds like, where are you going? We all know where she's trying to go. She's trying to go to the penthouse.
Those rooms were nice, though.
Ain't they, girl?
Yeah, they look very peaceful. I was like, "Ooh, I wish I was there." I was jealous.
Girl.
Looked like a vibe.
And I think it was a Secrets down, I forget what city they're in, though. They're in Mexico somewhere. I think I did see Secrets something on the wall. Got to figure out where that is, girl.
Yeah.
So of course everybody putting on a kini. I don't even want to be or whatever. They just kinis. Cause girl, you might as well not have nothing on the way they got it going on. And I ain't mad. So we see Shep and Austin and Craig. They're over there at the swim up bar. You know how they always gossiping, child. They got to this, that, and the third. And they discussing why Sally is dominating over Charlie because Shep told them the story about what just happened, with the luggage. And Craig was like, yeah, me and Sally just trying to get some alone time. And she always, whoop de woo. And he kind of knows it too. That's why he likes to be alone without Sally being there. Then Austin brings up Audrey, y'all. He's feeling a little upset because of how Audrey felt. Now, remember, y'all, maybe 3 episodes ago before they broke up, when they were at Rodrigo and his partner's
engagement party
or something.
Engagement party.
Thank you. Bridal, girl. Engagement party. And they were having it out. But right before then, Audrey was a little perturbed. Even before then, I think were they in Mexico? They were somewhere else where she was feeling like something was off with Sally. I think that's when Madison told Audrey, well, she wants your man. I think
Sally's singles party on the beach.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And And then so now with this particular situation, Austin feels a little guilty because he doesn't want it to make it seem like he's going after the girl that his ex-girlfriend was complaining about. He doesn't want to look so much like the heel that would make him look if he were to hang out or do anything with Sally. He just want to, in a way, he's still protecting Audrey's feelings, but girl, that go out the window, child.
Real quick.
Because he knows that Sally is showing interest in him. He's not dumb. He's not stupid. And Craig was like, listen, only hit it once. Just hit it once, man. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at it. If you're going to hit it, just hit it once. Don't continue. I ain't mad at it. So that's where I'm at with that.
That's funny. I swear, I'm like, Austin, are you saying this so that you can act like you actually gave a shit about Audrey's feelings on camera as proof before you go and do what you do? Because you throw that sentiment out the window real quick, as we saw at the end of this episode, the preview for the next. I think that he would feel bad if it worked out that way, but not bad enough to prevent it from doing so, because that's a really easy fix, Austin. You don't do nothing right away with her. There's a lot of people you could go do something with, and it wouldn't hurt your ex on the way that it would hurt your ex if you hooked up with Sally. But that's something that you're going to do real soon. From this moment that you're saying that, unless production is shopping things around, but I don't think so. You were in Mexico.
Yeah, it's going through his mind for him to even think this way. Because if he, as he said earlier, if he still had no intention, then he wouldn't even feel guilty right now at this point. So the wheels are already turning.
He's a hornball. We cannot forget this man had a threesome in his house, and Madison caught him. I mean, yeah.
And they like easy coochie. Sorry, Sally, but
if you're gonna throw it at them, there are plenty of them that are gonna take it. And you were a beautiful girl, so anyway.
So after all that, Shep announces, y'all get ready for dinner because we got some things to do tonight.
Yeah.
Some people to see, some seafood to eat and carrying on. So
it looked good. That lobster looked good.
Girl, all of it, child.
When Vanita said I'm too sick to eat, I'm like, girl, give it to me. I would not let what anyone said to me get in the way of me eating that lobster.
We can eat and talk, okay?
Yeah. You're not going to stop the enjoyment of this taste.
So just more embarrassing flirting from Sally to Austin. It's all these different sculptures and things where, this looks like
God.
you,
Stupid.
except before your breast reduction. She said, so you're looking at my chest? He said, no, I'm not. No, so all this. Here we go. So apparently they're having dinner announced by Whitney at Elizabeth Taylor and what's Burton? What's his first name?
Richard Burton.
Elizabeth Taylor and Richard Burton's boudoir down to the Mexico. And of course, Shep wants to be a child and is acting as if he's them in the pool, intercoursing. I'm like, dude, if you don't get your behind up out of there, don't nobody care what you do and don't do. Apparently it's quick because
girl, you haven't had
girl, when he was dancing with Anita earlier, they say that you dance how you have sex or whatever they said it. He's whipping her around real quick and they're just laughing. And I think is that when they flash back to Sienna? Oh my God. It was so embarrassing. My gosh. Anyway, so they're at the old house and, Vanita and Sally end up apologizing to each other. But I don't think Sally was truthful because she was looking down. And when you apologize and you mean it, you're looking at the person, at least look at them. looking down and over. It just, to me, it's like you're, again, some performative act that she's doing just to, have something going on this show. I just don't believe her most of the time, unless she's, being flirtatious. That's the one true thing I believe she's not lying about, or not telling her truth about. It's just, she's just so untrustworthy. I just don't get it. Or maybe it's just that she, how sometimes we have to mature and stop thinking a certain way, you know? So perhaps it's not necessarily you being so malicious or vindictive. It's your belief system. Maybe that's what it is, but there's still some some things that she's doing and saying that I just can't get with. It just seems so, girl, what? I don't know, but I just want her to stop doing this, thinking every little thing is a big thing and making it an issue. Because it's really not. I mean, I'm glad her and Vanita apologized to each other, but like for her to say, I think Charlie is hiding something from me. Girl, she ain't gonna tell you everything. So it's a whole lot she hiding from you. How about that?
Why you've made it impossible for her. You want her to share everything with you regardless of your reaction. You just want to have whatever reaction you have to what she's doing, and you want to know everything, even though it's not your life, it's her life, and you want to be able to give her whatever kind of unpleasant reaction you want to give, and try to convince her, just like Vanita tried to convince you, to not mess with Craig because he's gonna hurt you and I just care about you. Like, what in the actual hell on earth hypocrisy is happening? I just think that she's she's just displaying some very unhealthy, anxious attachment type crap. Like, I want to control, how things go with everyone.
And then we see Charlie. She's telling Craig she rests Sally fulfilled. She didn't say that. That's my interpretation. Yeah. That was when she finally let her know, meaning Charlie told Sally, I'm sick and tired of you bad mouthing Craig. I don't want to hear it no more. Just stop. Yeah. Just stop. We can still talk to each other about this, that, and the third, but just stop bad mouthing him, or telling me things that, how you feel about him, and it's always negative, because he wasn't that negative when y'all was hanging out. So, there has to be some things you still like about him. Just don't make everything negative when we discuss him. And he asked her, does she know that we kiss? She's like, no. And everybody ain't got to know that. Like, so yeah, there's a whole lot, Sally, that she ain't told you.
No, well, and did you see that scene where Craig was like, what do you feel? How do you feel about me? I can't tell. And she's like, I see something serious with you. It's like, so yeah, she is. So that's another thing that I find interesting, because this obviously goes south. But they were really into each other there for a minute. But yeah, Sally, you've made it so that, which one do you want? Do you want her to stop hiding things from you, or do you want to control what she does with Craig? You can't have both. The way you act.
Right.
Pick one.
Then they, have a turn for the worse, child. They're at the dinner table, and Shep wants to bring up a New Year's game. Well, a game regarding New Year's resolutions.
That the producer said, here, Shep, do this to start shit.
So the moral to this game, the story, the rules to the doggone game, child. So you know how we give New Year's resolutions. So he wants you, whoever you is, to tell the person to your left or your right your resolution for them to change about themselves, or to acknowledge about themselves. Necessarily, I want you to change this about you, or I'm just letting you know that this may be an issue that you have for you. Like, how are these games any Anyway, so he starts and tells Charlie, as we mentioned before, the incident where Charlie apologized to him, and that's when Sally told her stop apologizing. He felt that was a little true at the same time. You know, what do you say? Stand up for yourself, or be more some word he used, child. Just what is not stand up for yourself, but
assertive.
Thank you. Something along the lines of being more assertive about yourself. And then she said, "Well, I thought I was," but then she went to Charlie, and I mean to Sally, and then Sally kind of interrupted and said, "Oh, okay, Chef. So I got one for you." This old tit for, I hate people do tit for tat shit. And then Sally wanted Shep to what she say exactly?
Say please and thank you more.
Thank you. Do like I do, Shep. Like she said. And he said, okay, I can accept that. Again, he's being gracious. He ain't trying to start no ish. Because, like they said, she's a ticking time bomb that they don't want no smoke with, especially a female anyway. I think he's learned his lesson about going, back and forth with the girls on the ladies on this show. So then Sally and then Sally Shep, and then it went to, and then Vanita chimed in and told Austin that she wishes he would, stand up for himself. And that's when Whitner whispered to Craig, "Don't." Okay, she's not talking about you. She's not, and you're referencing, yeah, she's talking about you. And Craig felt the way. So then she meaning Vanita, told Craig, "Every time I close my eyes, you and she can," what she said, "I can see you yelling." What she said? Help me out.
She said, "Every time I close my eyes and I listen to the way you talk about this man, I would think that you hated him."
There you go. There you go, people. And that's when it just again went further down south, because he said, "You're nobody in my world. Fuck off."
Yeah, it was very uncouth.
Girl, rude, all the things. And that's when the guy should have told him, well, first of all, it kind of went off, because that's the cliffhanger for next episode. I hope they kind of gotten his ass about that. But then again, people tend to fight their own battles. But yeah, that was.
I didn't see Austin doing shit for his friend. Here's the thing. I have to. Vanita is kind of passive aggressive. And she is. And and she then runs away from direct confrontation, but she likes to throw bombs. And I like Vanita, but she said on an interview, "I'm Team Paige. If my friend said I'm Team your baby daddy when I was breaking up with him, I would hate your guts. Like, you would not be my friend." You know what I'm saying? Like, this was a woman he thought he was going to marry, and she said, "I'm Team Paige." And that, I can understand why he did not appreciate that and doesn't like her. She commented on one of the most major events of his life and said, "I'm not on your side, I'm on hers," and then talked about it. So what needed to happen was the same kind of thing that happened with Molly, right? A direct one-on-one. I don't appreciate what you said. That was really you took a really personal situation and said something that bothers me. Vanita should have just said, "I'm sorry that that me saying Team Paige hurt you." I don't understand why you wouldn't think he'd be pissed that you said that. But Craig, you cannot, this is why no one wants him drinking, because "You're nothing in my round and fuck off." You just go to a place where nobody wants to listen to you because you're just too nasty. And that's why she didn't want to address you when you're drunk, because you just go here, and I do see both sides, but I'm like, Vanita, you're doing a lot of passive aggressive stuff to get yourself here regarding this.
Just like I said about the Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills, when Amanda kind of, started in with Dorit after she told Dorit about about that particular day and what it represented. and she kind of joined in that confrontation instead of just sticking with that. Same here, Vanita. If you listen, watching, listening, you said maybe last season or first episode of this season, we're on episode 12, hello, that you refuse to get in, to be engaged in any confrontation or adversarial conversation with Craig. But you're bringing gifts at his party, kissing him goodbye, and now you're trying to, read him for filth disclaimer, unless production cut something out, because she kind of went in on him out of left field, because she more or less gave, like we all saw, a passive aggressive dig to Craig, and then just went straight in at Craig before he even said anything. So I'm kind of, mixed here, with either you're gonna go toe to toe with the man or you're gonna not. I would have preferred that she not say anything outside of that comment, of that passive aggressive comment, because
and then she was saying, "Get it all out, get it all out." It's like, what are you doing? Like, you're acting like he just needs to say some things, like, about, you know what I mean? It's like, you engage this by what you said. Like you're saying, like, you can't make passive aggressive comments like that and then go, "Oh, you just need to get it out." You have said, "I don't like the man," enough over and over to Sally to warn her about him. I mean, like, you're in this fight, girl. Yeah. It's not just like, get it all out because you hate me. No, it's mutual now. It has been, so don't do that.
On vacation, y'all couldn't do this down in Charleston?
They said, "Get it off and popping, folks." Get it off and popping.
But that was it. Although Austin did say he appreciates the feedback from Vanita, he got this.
Well, and Sally did try to stand up for Vanita. She did. She tried to be like, "Yo."
Oh yeah, now, yeah.
Yes.
Well, and no more.
Yeah, exactly. And she is feeling low on the totem pole of friends. You notice that? She's not feeling so good with Charlie. So now she's like, "Oh, let me stand up for Vanita." So I don't know if it's totally conscious, but we are watching her constantly shift to try and have someone on her side.
Yeah, that was Southern Charm, season 11, episode 12. Yes, it was. Y'all, we're going to come back in a few minutes.
Yep.
9:00 show, doing a double header with the Rich Heifers of Beverly Hills. Yes, ma'am. Now, just FYI, because there's some sensitive topics going on this episode of the Rich Heifers, towards the end of the show, we're going to discuss some DV. So just for a fair warning for those who may want to, mute it and everything, because that will be the very last thing we say before we actually close. So if you can stand the rain, go ahead and listen to the whole thing. If not, we understand. Yes. Well, y'all, we're going to find out what Erin is when she ain't talking ish with me. Let them know where you be at.
You can catch me on Facebook, Psychic Erin Boyd, and Instagram and Threads, Psychic_ELB. Hit me up in the DMs if you'd like to get a psychic reading, or just friend me on social media.
And we're going to be right back in about 5 minutes, y'all. Bye. RAERAES.